Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say, it's over. Hello and welcome to my review of Breaking Dawn Part 2, or the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2, starring Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Taylor Lautner, or Lautner, I don't know, I've heard it pronounced both ways. So I just want to get out there first that this is all opinion. If you like these movies, explain why you like these movies. This is all personally my opinion. If you disagree with this review, don't troll in the comments. I just had to get that out there. So I was not looking forward to this film, but I don't go in judging these films before I see them. For the first Twilight, I didn't know anything about it. A friend dragged me out to see it, and I hated it. And then for the second film, that same friend dragged me out to see it. Hated it. The third film, I saw it, I hated it, but it was the best of the series. And then the fourth film. It was absolutely horrid. It was the second worst one of the series. My least favorite is the first. Now we get to the fifth and final installment, and I am so glad it is the final one. It's not even that these films are horrible, it's that I hate the hype around them. Everyone's just like, I have a lot of friends who are girls, and they're just like, oh no, you just don't get it, it's the love story that will last forever. Yeah, it sucks, and they should know. But, again, my opinion, if you like these movies, I'm worried that people will bash me for this. But anyway, let's get to the fifth film. I didn't hate this one as much. It was bad, but it wasn't horrible. I'll explain why in my review that is coming up right about now. Let's get to the acting. Okay, so the acting is Twilight standard. It's very bad and not very good. However, I feel that everyone did it progressively better. Billy Burke, though, still gives a great performance because he's Billy Burke. And, you know, Billy Burke, he's just Billy Burke. Kristen Stewart, I still wanted to punch in the face at times. Robert Pattinson, he's actually a good actor if you've seen him in some other stuff. He's actually a pretty good actor. I feel like he really could have a career if he manages to break away from Twilight. Taylor Lautner still can't act, but then again, he got better with this one. Everyone felt like they did better in this one than they have in the past films. I didn't hate them as much in this film, but I still wanted to punch them all in the face at times. Let me move on to directing. The directing was bland and unoriginal, and he didn't tell the story very well. I mean, really, it felt like nothing's different. I felt they were trying to go with a different vibe, but they kept the same style, and I wish they would have tried to go a little bit out of their comfort zone. Also, I wish the director would have pushed the actors to try to act in different emotions, not just their generic adult acting style, which, yes, they do go out of their comfort zone sometimes for acting, but it seems like the director wasn't trying to push them. Okay, let me move on to the story, and this is where most Twilight films fall flat. And I should mention this before, why I actually hate the other Twilight films, is because I felt there was no effort in them. I felt like they were just trying to make a quick buck, and I hate when movies are effortless. I really do. But in this one, you can obviously tell they were trying to make it better. Now, however, the story has not really improved. It is very generic. There really is no story, and that really brings this movie down. Not to mention there was a twist in this movie. I will not spoil it. Maybe I'll have a spoiler section. I'll decide if there's really anything I should spoil while I'm doing this review. In fact, I will, because I really want to get into that twist. So yeah, I'll talk about that more in the spoiler section, but I hated it. I hated the twist, and it brought down the movie for me, and I'll tell you what it is in the spoiler section and why I hated it. And let me move on to the characters, another place where the Twilight movies ultimately fail. So Bella is still annoying. I still wanted to punch her in the face. And Edward is still annoying, but both of them felt like they loosened up a little bit, which I have to say goes to the acting and some of the directing. Now, however, Taylor Lautner has a pedophilic thing going on for this baby. Oh, I have to mention it. Okay. So the baby in this movie, Renesmee, when she's first a baby, she is CGI. And you're going to hear this from every critic on the face of the planet who reviews this movie. The CGI for this baby was horrible. It looked so bad. Oh. It looked horrible. Like, laughable. It looked laughable. Some people in the theater started to laugh. And I can understand, like, me laughing, because I'm a critic, but, I mean, just normal movie-going audiences laughing. It's pretty bad. Oh, and I should mention another thing about special effects, is when Bella is, like, running, you know, in the trailer, where she's, like, running really fast, it looked really fake, especially one scene where it's, like, looking at her from, it's, like, following her face. It's hard, an up-front view, it looks like, it looks horrible. It looks like an old TV show from, like, the 70s, and it looked horrible. You could tell it was a green screen. The special effects in these movies, however, I did feel the wolves looked a bit better. I still think the special effects really aren't good in these movies, which they have the budget to make them good, so I don't know why they don't. Okay, back to the writing. As I said, the three main characters are better. Billy Burke, Bella's dad, is always fun. And there is humor in this film. And yes, some of the jokes were actually funny. A lot of the jokes fell flat for me, which did bring this film down. However, there was another character I liked outside of Billy Burke. It was this cool vampire. He was sort of a ladies' man, and, you know, he was the funniest of all the vampires. I forgot what his name was. I think his name was Garrett. Yeah, it's Garrett. But yeah, he was cool, you know, like, I wanted to hang out with him. I mean, I finally didn't want to punch a Twilight character in the face. I was just like, you know what, man? You're okay. And let me move on to the rest of the new vampires. All of them were very lame. I didn't care about any of the others. However, there is this one guy named Benjamin. He's just a rip-off from Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender. He was the guy you saw waterbending in the trailer, yeah. He was very lame, and I don't mean like M. Night Shyamalan Last Airbender. I mean like the TV show, Aang. You know, Aang was cool in the TV show, but he was just a cheap rip-off, and I didn't care for him. And now I gotta move on to something that really, two things that push this movie forward into just being bad. First of all, the fight scene at the end. The fight scene at the end is actually quite cool. It's very well done, and I did enjoy myself throughout. And I can appreciate when fans will love this movie. Now, the other films, they love it just to say they love it. But for this, you could tell they were literally trying to make it just for the fans. They knew what they were trying to go for, which I can respect. And my cousin Erin, you know, that cousin I mention all the time in my videos, who loves these movies, she just loved it, and she's a huge fan. And I can appreciate that fans will love it. And I'll get to something in the spoiler section that, even though I found lame, I felt the fans will love it. Okay, so because I felt the fans will love it, and I can appreciate when fans like something, even if it's not my thing, and because it wasn't as bad as I expected, I'm going to give Twilight a low, very, very low, C-. Now I'm going to get into spoilers. Please, and always please like, favorite, and subscribe for more reviews. Gotta say that, have to. But yeah, if you have not seen Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, or you don't care, then you can just keep watching if you already have or you don't care. But if you haven't, don't watch and you actually care. Okay, starting spoilers, no. So you know that twist ending I mentioned before? I hated it. I hated how it was a fake-out ending. I hate those stupid fake-out endings. I hate them. I hate them. I was hoping all these vampires were dying. It was awesome. Like, just getting their heads ripped off and everything. I wish that was happening. But no, it had to be a fake-out ending to calm the fans down. Apparently it was in a book, that's what my cousin said. But yeah, I hate those fake-out endings. Sorry. But yeah, another thing that there's a montage in this movie, if you've already seen it. And though I found it to be extremely lame, I felt that the fans can respect it and like it, and they're just like, oh, you know, this is what the movie's led up to for us. I can respect that. So that actually put this movie a bit just over a D+ for me. So yeah, if you disagree with this, which I know a lot of people will, a lot of people are going to think it's like the worst movie of the year. I've seen a lot worse movies this year. And said before, I'm going to give this film a C-. It was the best of the Twilights, but still bad, but it's not horrible. As always, please like, favorite, and subscribe for more reviews.